For regular videos on ancient cultures and forgotten civilizations, please subscribe. A strange, circular stone artifact. 3 graceful lobes curving around a hollow center. Crafted some 5,000 years ago, it lay buried beneath the sands of Egypt, hidden for millennia, until found in modern times. Some people claim it's evidence that ancient Egyptians possessed advanced technology. But what is it really? This is the tale of the mysterious Sabu Disk. Our story begins in 1936 at the ancient necropolis of Saqqara, just south of Cairo, where British archaeologist Walter Emery was investigating tombs of the earliest Egyptian dynasties. He uncovered a burial designated S3111, belonging to a high-ranking official named Sabu, intriguingly called the Star of the Family of Horus. Sabu held a prestigious administrative position, possibly overseeing a town or province. He lived during the reigns of 2 early Egyptian kings from the first dynasty, Den and Anejib, around 3000 BCE. The tomb was a modestly sized mastaba, constructed from mud brick in the niched facade style typical of the first dynasty. Beneath its cover, the tomb contained 7 rooms cut directly into the ground, a central burial chamber surrounded by 6 side chambers. Inside, Emery uncovered over 48 stone vessels, many of them broken, burned, or looted in Antiquity. Most were made of travertine, but some were of metasiltstone and volcanic tuff. There were also pottery jars, flint and copper tools, ivory boxes, animal bones, and even the remains of 2 oxen. All of it was designed to sustain Sabu in the afterlife. And in this burial chamber lay the remains of an unusual object, broken into several pieces. Although bowls of various kinds had been found in tombs before, this object was quite unlike anything seen before. Thin, symmetrical, and shaped with 3 curved lobes. Today, we call it the Sabu Disk. Initially, the disk was labeled as schist, a flaky layered rock. Some archaeologists called it slate, but geologists have clarified it as metasiltstone, a finer-grained and more durable stone frequently used by ancient Egyptian craftsmen. The disk first gained popularity in the public sphere when Zecharia Sitchin, the best-known advocate of ancient astronauts theories, took note of the object and suggested it was a mechanical flywheel. The disk continues to be discussed in certain circles on social media. Here's what Billy Carson recently posted about it. If you've heard about the mysterious Sabu Disk, well, now we've got some actual tests coming in. Word is, it may have been used for manipulating water. And here's the video he has of one of these tests. You can make a vortex with any vaguely propeller-like shape. You could do it with a salad spinner. That's not evidence of ancient use. That's a party trick. And the Sabu Disk has no wear patterns indicating it was ever rotated. He says, the original disk is made from stone, but with features so advanced, today's top-tier stonemasons still couldn't replicate it without computers and precision tools. That alone should tell you something. The disk is carved from metasiltstone, a relatively workable stone, used by the ancient Egyptians in other examples too. Closer inspection reveals the disk is imperfect and would make a terrible machine part. It lacks any mounting points or fittings for rotation. Metasiltstone would fracture immediately under mechanical stress. The side view photo clearly shows uneven lobes, asymmetrical curvature, and inconsistent depth. Such imprecision confirms this was neither a machine part nor a machine-tooled object, but the product of human handicraft. In other words, while the disk might superficially resemble a turbine, it fails every practical test to actually function as one. Some who want to push the high-technology narrative have therefore proposed that the disk is merely a replica of a more precise metal object that once existed. But of course, we're now well within the realm of speculation. Carson continues, I truly hope they keep digging into this, because we might just uncover what this artifact was really used for. Carson is ignoring the context of the find. It was in a tomb with a bunch of other ritual artifacts associated with Egyptian afterlife beliefs. The logical conclusion is that it served the same purpose as the rest of the items found there. He continues, "Now, about those first dynasty claims in mainstream archaeology, let's stay sharp. That's the main point they love to quote, but their dating system? Way off. They openly admit there's a big gap between the first and second dynasties, but they're missing the mark by more than 6,000 years. The first dynasty is securely dated to around 3100 to 2900 BCE, based on radiocarbon dating of organic materials, royal inscriptions, stratigraphy, and synchronisms with Near Eastern chronology. There is no gap of 6,000 years. That number is pulled from fringe timelines that reject all established dating methods in favor of invented histories. Even among fringe theorists, that number is extreme. These claims don't deepen the mystery. They just distract from the real history. Well, then what was the disk used for? One possibility is that it functioned as a vessel stand, stabilizing pots or bowls. Similar stands exist from this era, though typically simpler in design. The distinctive lobes might have provided support or symbolized balance, harmony, or even cosmic order, core concepts in early Egyptian symbolism. Another proposal is that it served as an oil lamp. Another theory sees it as an offering tray for ceremonial rituals, possibly holding incense or small offerings placed on its lobes. The central hole would represent a symbolic passage connecting the physical and divine worlds. Still others propose it might have served as an incense diffuser, its elegant form helping to disperse aromatic smoke during religious ceremonies. Or perhaps it was purely an artistic object, designed primarily for its symbolic meaning rather than practical use. Though its exact purpose remains uncertain, what these interpretations have going for them is that they ground the disk firmly within the known cultural context of ancient Egypt. One recent scholarly article proposes something quite different, that the disk was a ritual tool used in beer brewing, specifically a mash rake. The idea comes from a.k.a., a physicist, who argues that the lobe design would have created a gentle stirring action in hot liquid, helping mix grain and water during brewing. The strengths of Kato's proposal are that it starts from the funerary context, food and drink offerings, and it uses physics to explain possible functionality. But it is limited by the facts that it lacks chemical analysis proving beer-related residues. There are no parallels to similar tools in brewing scenes from tomb art. It seems counterintuitive that such a fragile material would be used as an actual brewing tool. And it uses modern assumptions about brewing scale and tools. It's a fun, plausible-sounding idea, but still speculative without more direct evidence. Why do misconceptions about ancient artifacts gain traction? Often modern observers project their own technologies onto ancient objects, mistakenly interpreting visual similarities as proof of advanced capability. This tendency reveals more about us than it does about the ancients. Ultimately, the real marvel of the Sabu Disk lies not in imaginary high technology, but in genuine human creativity. Over 5,000 years ago, an Egyptian artisan carved this enigmatic disk, embedding it with symbolism and cultural meaning that today we struggle to fully understand. So yes, there are open questions about it, but far from needing fictional machines to explain their civilization, ancient Egyptians impress us with their artistic ingenuity and sophisticated symbolic world. And the Sabu Disk remains a powerful reminder of how much we still have to learn about the people who created it.
You might like my little e-booklet, Why Ancient History Matters. It's designed to persuade people that the subject is important, even in the modern world. You might also wish to use it to help spread the word. So feel free to share it with someone you know. It's free for anyone who wants it. I've left a link in the description box below the video for you to grab a copy. Catch you later.